Horses right now. It's a horse competition unlike any other. Draft horses. Now, these are those big, kind of like the Budweiser horses, the big, strong horses, pulling carts, not just any carts either. Classic carts, different hitches, youth carts, ladies carts. The Western States Classic, hosting two different shows. One is this weekend in Buckeye in the West Valley. The other one is next weekend in Scottsdale, and Darby Savoca is here. Hi, Darby. Thanks for coming in. These horses are so impressive. When you get up next to them, they're massive animals.
They are. They're huge. I'm 5'7", and they are probably a good foot taller than me at the shoulder.
At the shoulder, and so their head can be another 3 feet, so they could be almost 10 feet tall at the top of their ears. Wow. And they're so strong, right? How much can an average draft horse pull?
They can pull up to 2 times their own body weight. So we will have 6 horse hitches. So 6 horses times 2 at about 2,000 pounds is a pretty significant amount. So
and going back in the day, were they kind of like the semi truck of their day? I mean,
pretty much.
Is that what they were bred for?
Yeah, they're kind of like the gym rats of the horse world. That's what we like to say. So.
All right, so you got 2 shows coming up. Let's talk about the one in Buckeye this weekend. When is it?
It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 6 p.m.
And where is it?
At the Buckeye Equestrian Event Center.
And you said there is shade.
Yes, it'll be covered with fans.
Okay, there you go. So that's important this weekend. All right, so what can you expect to see when you go to the show?
Yeah, so we'll have a bunch of different classes. The main attraction is our 6-horse hitch, which is like the thundering, ground-pounding horses. When you got 6 of them in there, we'll have 13 hitches in the arena at the same time, so that's going to be like 78 horses in there at once. And then we'll also have some farm team classes, which is just like, traditional things that horses used to have to do, in the general farm life.
Right.
And then we'll have some other fun classes like individual carts and team carts and things like that. 4-horse hitch, and also a unicorn hitch, which is 2 in the back and 1 in the front.
Oh, I never heard of that.
Yeah, it's a very...
So 2 of them push, actually?
No, there'll be 2, like 2 in front of the wagon and then 1 in front of that.
Oh, okay, I got it. All right. And then you say it's a competition too, though, right?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah, so they'll all come in and they'll be judged depending on how many there are in the arena at once. We might do multiple hitches or multiple heats, and so they'll come in and be judged on their presentation and how well they work together and how well they're driven and all those things. So they'll come in and then at the end they'll all line up and the judge will judge them, place them, through 6th place.
Okay, so again, give me the dates and times on that for Buckeye.
Yeah, so Buckeye is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this week at 6 p.m. We actually have the barns open at 4 p.m. so people can come through and see us.
Oh, you can get close to the horses?
Yep, they can come through and watch and pet them and all that stuff.
And I've done that a couple of times, and I'm telling you, you get up next to these animals and you're just like, that's impressive. They are massive animals. All right, so let's talk about Scottsdale.
Yeah.
What's going on in Scottsdale?
So Scottsdale will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday next week.
Okay.
And the show times will be 4:30 to 6:30.
Okay.
So, and that is part of the Charity Carousel Horse Show at Westworld at Scottsdale next week.
Oh, that's a great venue.
But the Draft Horse Show is actually is a ticketed event as part of their horse show.
So again, dates and times for Scottsdale, real quick.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 4:30.
All right, at Westworld.
At Westworld.
All right.
Get tickets at westernstatesclassic.com.
Nice meeting you. Have fun.
Thanks for having me.
How cool to be around all those big horses. All right.